Oh man, I thought this video would be therapeutic, but now I'm just starting to realize that I am an idiot. Cassidy Quinn. Hey guys, it's me, Cassidy Quinn. Feel like I have no room for my arms here. This is a very crowded corner of my room. I have a confession to make. Since I started doing weekly vlogs in the beginning of 2016, I feel like I've been making a lot of confessions. Confession. I already have a confession. And I guess confessing things to the internet just feels kind of therapeutic. So today, I have another confession. I am an idiot. No, I do not just hate myself, but I do occasionally, maybe more than occasionally, but who's counting, do things that are not the smartest. So today I thought maybe I could share some of those things with you, and possibly we could commiserate on the idiotic things we have done in our lives. I'm just assuming you've done some too, but hey, I'm not the judge. We're gonna start back in high school days when I was clearly a genius. High school was the time I first used a hair straightener, and also not the first time, but probably the most times that I didn't listen to my parents. Okay, that was kind of a lie. I was not a very rebellious teenager. So I'm not exactly sure how this happened, but for some reason, one day I decided to straighten my hair in the living room. Was I like watching the OC on TV at the same time and wanted to multitask? So in the midst of my teenage genius, I set the hair straightener down on a pillow. A lovely little decorative pillow in my house that now has a giant burn mark into it. I can't totally remember, but I think I did confess this to my parents. I mean, I definitely considered just flipping the pillow around and never mentioning it. But with the shape of the burn marks, I mean, there wasn't anything else that could have done this. That was all me. I'm so glad my parents love me. The next idiot confession comes from right after college when I was living in Boston. I had a roommate who was much more put together than me. Like, her room was clean, and as you probably know from following me anywhere on the internet, I like food, and specifically carbs, and specifically late at night. So one day I came home from, I don't even know where I was, a bar? And I decided I wanted some spaghetti. As you do. So I turned on the stove, put in some water, waited for it to boil, and added some noodles into it. That's how you put noodles in a pan. And my bedroom was right next to the kitchen, so I went and sat in my bedroom and waited. And then I fell asleep. Like really deeply asleep. I woke up, I don't know how many hours later, with a horrible smell of smoke. I had that moment when you first wake up where you go, what is going on in the world? And then it hit me. I forgot about my pasta. So I ran into the kitchen, and as you can imagine, the noodles were just blackened and all the water had evaporated. It was not edible. I opened the window to try to air out the kitchen, immediately disposed of all of the evidence, and went back to sleep. And in the morning my roommate asked me, why does it smell like smoke? Do you smell smoke in the apartment? And I played dumb. I was like, I wonder why it smells like that. One of the neighbors must have burnt something. I mean, technically it was my roommate's neighbor that burned something. The neighbor was just me. Around that same time in my life when I was living in that Boston apartment, I had a job. I don't know why I said that like it was supposed to surprise you or something. And my job was to create videos and social media posts for a restaurant chain. And I had spent so much time on the internet researching what camera we needed to make wonderful videos for this company. And my boss knew that I did this whole weird YouTube thing, so he let me bring the camera home to shoot my own videos. Keep in mind, before that point, all of the YouTube videos I had shot were on a baby little flip cam. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Thinking about it is just stressing me out. When I lived in Boston, I didn't have a car. I just took the subway, or as they call it, the T. So I left work one day and I had my backpack with my computer in it and then a camera bag. It had been a long day. I'm just saying that at least to maybe make myself sound a little better. So I sat down in the T station to wait for the train to arrive. I set my stuff on the ground, and then eventually the train came and I rushed to get on it. And I bet you can't guess what happened next. Approximately 25 seconds later, just after the doors of the train had closed and there was no way to get back off of it, I realized I had left the entire camera bag at the T station. I was just instantly in a state of panic. Freaking out, I get off at the next stop, immediately get back on the next train going the opposite direction, get back on that stop, and guess what was not sitting under the bench where I had left it? This was about a $1,500 camera, and also my flip cam was in there, which by this point was not financially valuable, but had a lot of sentimental value. So I called the lost and found, tried to find it. Who cares about all of that mumbo jumbo? I never got it back. And if by any chance you've been subscribed to my channel since 2012 when I went to the London Olympics, and you've ever wondered why the videos I've posted from that trip don't cover the whole thing, because I was going to keep posting videos after I got back to the States after that, and then my flip cam disappeared. And by disappeared, I mean got stolen. And by stolen, I mean I left it in a train station. Ugh! And if my boss is watching this video now, this is the first time he's hearing about this because I went to the store, bought a whole nother camera, and nobody knew the difference. Oh man, that feels good to get off my chest, but also I still feel so guilty. And my bank account is still so sad. Next, a story from Valentine's Day. That's not very romantic. This past Valentine's Day, I decided I wanted to send some chocolate-covered strawberries to a person that I love. So I actually was ahead of the game and planned this out like 2 weeks in advance, set up the order on the internet, was super excited for him to get it because, you know, if you're gonna date me, you gotta love food as much as I do, so I thought this was a great present. And I even paid an extra like $15 stupid just to have it delivered on Valentine's Day, which is just horrible that companies do that, but that's another video. So Valentine's Day rolls around and I'm expecting to get an excited call from my boyfriend being like, oh my god, thank you, I love you so much. These chocolate-covered strawberries just made my entire life. Now I'm really craving some chocolate-covered strawberries. But that call never came. Turns out my boyfriend had been at work all day, so then I thought, oh, he just hasn't gotten home to see them yet. But then he came home, looked on his porch, looked everywhere, no strawberries to be found. So then I'm all mad, like, oh my god, the strawberries got stolen, how could somebody do this? Well, turns out it wasn't somebody else doing something, it was my fault. Hey, this is your address, right? This is where I had them shipped. That was my old address. Whoops. Luckily, the company that I sent them from was super nice and understanding and sent him some new strawberries. And they may or may not know that I messed up the address on the original order. And the final confession to prove that I am an idiot. This was very recently, and it happened twice in one night. I am a girl, so I usually carry a purse when I go out, and my purse contains my phone and usually my vlogging camera, and you know, my keys and all those other things you need in your life. Well, I was at a bar down the street from my apartment, got up from my chair, walked out the door, had my phone, didn't have my purse, and did I even realize it? No! The very nice bartender came running outside with my purse and chased me down the block. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much, you're so nice, I'm such an idiot, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then I went to another bar and did the exact same thing. Luckily, the bartender at the second bar was just as nice as the first one, so any of the vlogs that have happened in the last month or so, you guys have those bartenders to thank, because otherwise, my camera would have been long gone. Oh man, I thought this video would be therapeutic, but now I'm just starting to realize that I am an idiot. I mean, honesty is the first step to recovery, right? So there you go, there are 5 of my dumbest confessions in my life. And of course, these are just the ones that were on the top of my mind. This does not include all of the other ones that I've probably buried and blocked out to the back of my memory. I would love it if you would leave one of your idiot confessions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed these dumb moments of mine, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you want me to do some more of these, because I'm sure there are millions, not millions, but hundreds of others. I did just dye my hair a little bit lighter, so can we call these blonde moments yet or not? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Sunday for a weekly vlog, if I do not lose my camera before then. Bye! What are you saying, chicken? Ooh. I think the chickens like the camera, but I can't figure out what they're saying. What are you saying? I feel like she's crying for help.